Hello there. From behind the yellow line, this is Trammin episode 3. My name is Kirk, and as always, I'm joined by my friend and co-host, Christian Rainwater.
What's up, everybody?
Our big thunder topic of the week is the Reskinned rides of Disney California Adventure. We got a lot to dive into. You ready?
Let's do it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard Trammin, a Disneyland podcast. Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding. As a courtesy to other passengers, we ask that there be no eating, drinking, or smoking on board. In just a few moments, we will begin our trip into the Disneyland Resort news and topic of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, this tram is ready to depart. Driver, you are clear.
Welcome back, everyone, to Trammin. Thank you so much for listening. We got over 150 listens total.
Mm-hmm.
You may be wondering, why did they skip a week? Are they being lazy? Did one of them get the coronavirus?
We were actually being the opposite of lazy, if you ask me.
Yeah, so here's what happened. Real quick, we got together to record the episode earlier this week. We're not dumb. We did a test recording. We played it back. Ooh, sounds great.
Yeah.
We did it. And so we hit record again, right? And we recorded an hour and 20 minutes.
It was actually a pretty lengthy episode.
And then I went around the corner to get some food, and I come back.
And I was sitting on the couch.
You're sitting on the couch, and we record this upstairs in like a loft. And I'm like, what happened? And I'm like, did we not hit record? He goes, no, worse. It recorded on the webcam microphone on my Mac. I'm like, what? And I'm like, are you sure? Is it hidden? Whatever. It was gone. It sounded like one of those Hangouts podcasts, and like, no offense to Hangouts podcasts, but I mean, we couldn't.
I mean, we had just gotten, you just got a new mixer, and we got these microphones, and
we couldn't put that out.
No.
So thanks everyone for understanding that. So we're back. We're gonna re-record the episode, and it's gonna sound great. I know we sound better. I'm not gonna say we should sound. It sounds better. All right, shout us out. So let's get into the news. This week in Disneyland and Disney Parks news, the parks are still closed. That's just where we're at now. They are closed indefinitely. It's old news by now, but in case you haven't heard, the Food and Wine possibly got extended to September 7th because they filed a permit for the buildings to stay up. We don't know if that's going to be extended again.
Yeah.
And
well, they actually released the pass holder news, right? You sent me that pretty extensive text.
Yeah, so real quick, what's going to happen is if you paid in full for your pass, the default option is your pass will be extended.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you ask them to, they can give you a partial refund for the months of closure, and your expiration date will not be extended. Mm-hmm. If you're on monthly payments, for now, the default option is your last payment after March 12th or 14th, I've seen both, will be refunded, and then future payments will be waived, but then your expiration date will not change.
So that's what happens if you don't call, or if you're not proactive about it at all. That's just the default.
Yeah, that's if you don't do anything. And then if you ask them, what they'll do is they'll pause your payments, extend your pass by the number of closed days. It's no longer the number of blocked days, so it's a little better. And then your payments will continue when the parks open, and then you'll have the extra payments when those like extra days or extra months happen. Yeah. Now, don't call them.
Really?
Yeah, I know someone who called them, and they said, okay, we're going to be putting out an online tool. We'll be putting out more details.
Thank God.
So yeah, you'll be able to just hopefully just log in and just choose your option, and then that's it. So everything's fine for now. Maybe by the time this comes out on Tuesday, it'll be different, but don't call them.
Are you monthly or pay in full guy?
I paid in full.
Oh, you do? No, I'm monthly.
Oh, I save up and just do it. But I know that's not always the easiest thing. So yeah, I just don't like subscriptions.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling. That $92 at the end of every single month.
$92. Yeah, I just like shriek at the one time I give them $1,200 and then I just kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say that's good news. That we're all getting taken care of. Cast members are being furloughed after April 18th, which entitles them to unemployment benefits, including the extra $600.
Yeah.
So I believe for a majority of cast members, this is a better deal for them. And of course, better deal for Disney. They're looking out for themselves too.
They'll probably be making more money at this point, right?
I assume a lot of them will be.
Yeah. Well, it's 15. Everyone's minimum 15 now as a cast member.
Oh,
right?
is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And again, this is for non-union members. Union members are going to get a different deal. But the biggest thing, and you shouldn't praise Disney for doing the right thing, but a good thing that they did, because they're furloughed, they'll have a job when they get back.
Yeah.
And their insurance premiums will be continue to be paid by Disney.
That's good. That's very good.
And the Aspire program, which I believe is like a tuition program. Is that what it is?
Okay. Yeah. Does that have something to do with the college program?
I think it's separate, unless that's like what happens after the college. But whatever the Aspire program is, maybe I should have looked this up. That's going to continue to be funded.
That's good.
So
there's not many times when corporations are a good guy corporation. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that Disney's taking this approach where I mean, unfortunately, they are furloughing people. And to tell you the truth, furlough, this is the first time I've actually ever heard the term furlough.
Oh,
you know, like we've laid off people at the company all the time. And I've never heard anybody say, we're going to furlough them.
So what furlough means is we have no work for you. So, and it gets sketchy too sometimes. So my mom's a public school teacher, and a lot of times they'll do furlough days, and it's a day off for the kids, but it's a day without pay.
Ooh.
So it's like, oh, we ran out of funding, or we don't have enough. So it's like we have extra furlough days. It's literally like, why do you have a day off? Because we don't want to pay for this day. Yeah. So technically they are paid like on a daily basis put together, and it's a salary and whatever. So yeah, so that furlough is like, we don't have work for you, but we're not firing you. So
I got to start using that at the company, in all honesty, because we're so seasonal. During the winter, we should just be furloughing people as opposed to quote unquote laying off.
Well, yeah, it just depends on the situation. Like, I mean, it just depends if you've got work or not. Layoffs are more extreme, but Disney's got thousands and thousands of cast members. They don't want to retrain them, and
so, but like I said, I'm really glad that Disney has taken this approach.
Yeah, and they waited for other companies to respond to. They weren't the first CEOs to cut pay, but you know what? We get too picky with like how people do things. It's like, oh, this person donated 25 million, and oh no, but they could afford to donate more. It's like, okay, but I mean, they donated 25 million. Yeah. They don't deserve a standing ovation or whatever, but like, it's a good move. So, Disney did a good thing. They don't deserve us to get on our knees and like bow to them, but it's like, okay, good. Don't complain too much. And if this does result in a cut in pay for people, like, we feel for you, and maybe that it's not a perfect decision.
So they said that they're going to be furloughing everyone except the essential workers. Now I'm really curious on what that means. Like, does that mean the groundskeep, people who are keeping up Disneyland to make sure it doesn't rot away while it's closed? Or
yeah, so there are things like that. I'm sure they actually have to kind of, an eerie feeling, but run some of the rides.
Yeah.
Because things can seize up.
Oh, that would be weird.
Yeah. Bearings definitely seize up.
Right.
You can get oxidation on tracks if they're not having things run over them. Stainless steel can steal. I mean, can stain. It's as Mr. C used to say, it's stainless. So, they got to look out for those things. They got to, keep up with the plants. They got to feed the cats.
Yeah, and like I'm sure other office workers are going to be working remotely. So
yeah, so we're all going through this. I'm grateful for the situation I'm in, and I hope things work out for everyone. But Disneyland is closed indefinitely, and it'll be back when it's back, and when it's back, we'll all be back. So, good things ahead someday. So, I think that's it for the news, right?
I think so. I think that's going to be the news for the next few episodes at least.
Yeah, and we're just going to keep this going. We got a ton of topics. So, let's dive right into this topic with a huge, beautiful, shining topic. Superstar Limo.
Superstar Limo is a very, very, very interesting topic, in my opinion. So like Kirk said earlier in the show, we are going to be discussing California Adventure reskins. And I think Superstar Limo is a good place to start because that was pretty much the first reskin that we ever saw for DCA. And the reason for it wasn't like a lot of the other ones. It was more for the negativity behind Superstar Limo.
Like just the bad response
Just
to
the
it, right?
bad response. So a quick little tidbit on some history. Superstar Limo opened with DCA on February 8th, 2001. And it closed less than a year later on January 11th, 2002. I really wonder if that's like a record.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Like, was anything open for that? Like
For 11 months.
little?
Yeah. And of course, as we all know, it changed and got reskinned in 2006. So that took a few years to get something going. But it got, reskinned to Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue.
You have to think that was like, I think it took that long because they didn't know what to do with it, right? Like,
Yeah. And I'm sure they were so in debt from, opening up a second gate.
yeah, that wasn't a good time. But like, before I start being negative, I'm going to be straight up with everyone here. These are reskins. A reskin is not like a nice term. It's not a positive term.
Traditionally, they're not going to be good reviews on some of these rides.
Yeah, so reskin, it's already like has a negative connotation. So we're just going to be a little critical this episode, but we'll keep it jolly as much as we can. But I got to say, it wasn't 4 years of work. So I'm pretty sure.
I think this is the one that we kind of disagree with the most, maybe, because I love Monsters Inc.
So I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy it. I think they could have done more. And I don't like being that type of person either, where it's like, oh, but they could always do more. But I mean, their mouths don't move.
They're just big figures, yeah.
Audio animatronics is like, it's a
Disneyland
it's
thing.
a trademarked word, apparently. Yep. And we got like, I don't know what their lines are at this point, but like, you just got Mike yelling at Sully and his mouth just like not moving. Yeah.
And then there's the Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, and mouths don't move. But it is cool because it does actually take you through like good parts of the movie without it feeling like some of those other dark rides. You go through this sushi restaurant, which I really like. There's that cute little bathroom scene with the singing, and Randall's in there, and
the octopus is in there. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a cool ride, and of course it's got your favorite scene, right?
The door room.
The door room.
The door room is so cool. It's such a nice optical illusion that they do with making it look like there's a bunch of doors, playing with perspective up on the top of the ceiling. And I mean, recently, I don't know if this was at the start of the ride or when it first opened, but they added the opening doors, the doors that open randomly when you pass by them. And so you'll see like the adorable snowman or different characters from the Monsters Inc. universe.
I think the first time I went on it was like 3 years ago. So to me, it's like, it's been there the whole time. Yeah. But yeah, I really do like that touch. And it's 100% better than Superstar Limo. Superstar Limo
was an atrocity.
Yeah, I went on that as a kid. It was fine because I didn't know any better. But yeah, I've watched it. It's like, it's the one thing that it deserves its hate. I don't know if there are many people who are like, bring it back.
Yeah.
And it's a reskin of it because it's like you used to be in a limo, now you're in this really long taxi.
So the story of Superstar Limo is what? It's you were a person going to Hollywood.
So it used to be that you were in Hollywood, you were just being chased by paparazzi, and then you had the whole thing with Princess Di, and it just like wasn't.
That became bad.
Yeah, so they had to reskin it before it opened, really. And then I think it just turned into like you're on your way to a premiere. Yeah.
Oh, that's what
it's
it
your
was.
big break because that agent talks to you, and you're on your way to a premiere.
That really weird looking agent on the little screen in the taxi.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
It wasn't real. I think it was like a puppet.
It was.
Right? Yeah, and so
it looked like a wasted Muppet.
Yeah, and you're on your way to a premiere, and it's just like, oh, you see all the sights going through Hollywood. Like if you're not from here, from Southern California, you haven't been to Hollywood, don't go to Hollywood.
Yeah,
Hollywood,
it is not a good place.
It's gross, and not gross like ew. It's like a bad area or whatever. Like, I'm not talking down on anyone who lives in Hollywood, because the parts you live in are fine.
Yeah.
Hollywood Boulevard,
It's disgusting.
oh, get out of there. Don't go to the El Capitan. You know, like, you can watch Disney movies wherever.
Well, now there's Disney Plus.
Yeah, there's Disney Plus. We got Onward just came out, you know, like,
Good movie. Good movie.
so yeah, just stay away from Hollywood. Don't go there. And
You know, it's funny because you would think, actually, I'm not sure how this lines up, but Rock and Roller Coaster, that's in Florida, and it's also in Hong Kong, one of the other parks, has a very similar narrative.
Yeah?
Yeah. So you're going to a Aerosmith. God, out of everyone, Aerosmith.
There's nothing wrong with Aerosmith. All right? Dream on, man.
They just got Aerosmith because the Rolling Stones are too expensive.
Yeah.
But you're going to one of their concerts, and you're a VIP, and you're in a limo, and you're going through LA. So when you're on the roller coaster, you'll see, oh, there's the sign for the 5. Oh, there's Santa Monica. There's the 10. You know, there's Hollywood Boulevard. Just random stuff that it's like, if we live here, it's like, that's just what I heard.
You're not going through all that pretty fast.
Yeah,
so.
you're definitely not going. Well, right now you are, but you're definitely not going through the 5 at 65 miles per hour. Heck no. But anyways, overall though, I think it was an improvement.
It's a good reskin.
It is.
My only issue with it is it's in Hollywood land, so it's a little weird, but like, what are you going to do? But
Yeah.
it's a good ride. It's worth like a 15-20 minute wait.
For sure.
So yeah, I definitely do like go on it when I can. Successful reskin. We'll give it that stamp.
Definitely.
So this is like, I mean, the definition of a reskin, but also like not anything at all. The Sun Wheel, which is what Mickey's Fun Wheel used to be called at the park opening.
And I just learned that it's not called Mickey's Fun Wheel anymore. I'm doing a Disneyland podcast, and I didn't know this.
Yeah, give me the greatest name for a ride of all time.
The Pixar Pal Around.
The Pixar Pal.
God.
Pal hyphen A hyphen
God.
round. It's so bad. The name is so bad. Right.
The ride's great.
Yeah. And, you want to give us a history on this?
Yeah.
Is it even worth going through it?
Well, the Sun Wheel, as we all know, is like one of the iconic things about Disney or DCA 1.0. It opened up with the park. And then in 2008, it changed to, and I think that was like at the, DCA 1.5 era, where they were starting to, do the Buena Vista reskin, starting to reskin a lot of the rides to be more Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they changed it to Mickey's Fun Wheel. They changed that big sun. Did it say California Adventure on it?
The sun? No. It
No?
had a face.
Oh, it had a face. Okay.
Yeah.
To a picture of Mickey Mouse, which looks like one of the openings of one of the classic cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And I am pretty sure at the same time they put lighting all around on all the spokes of the wheel.
Oh, for World of Color, right?
Yeah. So yeah, and then the same day, I think that's when. Oh no, that's the next one. But yeah, and it stayed Mickey's Fun Wheel for a while. It stayed that for about 10 or so years, about 9 years. And then during the whole Pixar Pier renovation, I guess it had to be changed. I don't know if it really did have to be changed, but it got changed to the Pixar Pal Around.
Yeah, so the extent of this reskin, the biggest thing was changing the sun to Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it got some sort of coat of paint too, because it was California Adventure when it opened was a lot of orange, gold, not yellow, I guess, and like some like muted blues.
Very citrusy.
Yeah, and then it got like it got a red ring around it, and then for Pixar Pier, like I was watching them paint that thing with scaffolding. They inverted the color, so it got the blue ring, while Incredicoaster got the red. That used to be blue. We all were.
Do you think that's just because of The Incredibles?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we can't have two red things.
Yeah.
And then I was like, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna have the guts to take Mickey off? I mean, like, on the one hand, I don't want you to do it. On the other hand, like, do it.
Right.
Do it. And they did not. So all they did was give it some paint and put some vinyl skins on the gondolas.
Change the characters.
Yeah, they changed them from Mickey and Friends to Pixar Pals. So that's basically it. It's I mean, it's fine, I guess. The only bad thing about it, and it's not just bad, it's terrible, the name.
Yeah.
And
I don't know who at Disney was like, Pixar needs to be followed up with a P. So Pixar Pals. Why not just go the Mickey and Friends route? You know, it's not Mickey and more. I don't know. Just like they had to do that whole same.
but he's Mickey Mouse, you know?
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, you know, it's like
It has a lot nicer ring to it.
it's the alliteration, you know, Pixar Pals. But it is a little weird. So, you know, all I've got to ask is swinging or non-swinging?
Swinging.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
But you have to be alone. Like, you just have to be with your party. Swinging with, you know, if it's just me and Brandy or just me and you, and we're with, you know, another couple, and they're in the same gondola with us, swinging is just so awkward.
Yeah. Swinging with another couple's awkward.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's actually funny. Like the swinging gondola, when you meet a stranger on there and they're just like, they have a kid with them, the kid's just like talking to you like, oh, where are you from? And it's like swinging, and like, you know, the person you're with is like, oh, and the kid's just like, oh, you know, I'm from Australia. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then, Daddy, do you think he knows where Perth is? And that was not an Australian accent. It was just a little kid talking. And it's like, oh, you're not afraid. Like, see, look, the kid's fine. Like,
It's funny when they have no idea.
the kids,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like no idea, like it makes no difference to them, or it's a surprise to them.
It's a surprise.
Most of the time, I could see
Yeah.
that being good, but yeah,
As long as there's no vomit involved.
yeah. But look, when I tell people like it's not a big deal, it really isn't. You're fine, man.
Mhm.
But it's, you know, fear of heights and all this other stuff. So I get it, but I don't want to call this a successful reskin.
It's a successful ride, not a successful reskin.
Yeah, it's a half reskin because you
Yeah.
got Mickey on the front and Pixar in the back. You know, it's like Mickey mullet. There's some alliteration for you. So next we got the orange stinger. You know, I love that thing. I know I'm sounding sad. That thing was iconic. We got the orange stinger that changed into the Silly Symphony swings. See, more alliteration. They know what they're doing.
You know, when I was a kid and I went to DCA in those DCA 1.0 years, the only real memory I have of DCA back then was the orange stinger, was being inside of an orange and thinking that was the coolest thing in the world, and being really close to that McDonald's.
Yeah, you and the DCA McDonald's, Harbor Galley McDonald's.
R.I.P. those fries.
They're like two McDonald's down the street from
There
here.
is.
Right?
There is.
Did it smell like an orange in there?
From what I remember, it did. Maybe it didn't, but from what I remember, it did.
It definitely buzzed like bees.
Yeah.
That scared me a little bit, but I love that ride.
I thought I was
so
a bee. When I was on the ride, I thought I was a bee.
Look, that ride was cool because it was like you're on a swing
Mm-hmm.
in a structure. Like
Yeah.
that's not normal, and you can kind of like, it was partially peeled. You guys should look this up if you haven't seen it before. So you can see out a little bit
Mhm.
onto Paradise Bay, and it lit up real beautiful at night. And I thought it was cool. And
There wasn't a lot of things that DCA did really well back then, and I think this is definitely one of the wins.
yeah, it's like, was it tacky? Yeah, but it was like the least egregious thing back
Yeah.
then. It was like, it's an orange in California, it's fine. But then they changed it to just like a carnival swing set.
It was pretty generic. It was a pretty generic reskin. Now, I like it. I like it only because I have like fond memories of watching those old Mickey cartoons, and specifically the Silly Symphony one. But do kids know what that is? Do they know that that was a cartoon at one point? I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Silly Symphony is really specific.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the idea of it. It's pretty cohesive. Like, you know, Silly Symphony is like, it is actually silly.
Mm-hmm.
The name works. You got Mickey at the top, and it's like
A conductor.
yeah, and the story is like, it's kind of like a tornado, right? I think there is an episode.
I
or
think
a
that's
short
part,
like that, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. So I guess like it wasn't like a half measure type thing. Like they did it right. I just don't necessarily think if it's like a big improvement. It definitely fits the theme a lot better because we got that in the second Paradise Pier where it was more like an old timey boardwalk and
So it lasted a pretty good amount of time. I mean, it did last about a year longer than the Sun Wheel. So it lasted almost 10 years.
Yeah, it probably didn't take them much to change it.
Well, what's kind of funny though is that Silly Symphony Swings kind of when it opened up with the reskin kind of marked a turning point for DCA.
Hmm.
That was the same day that DCA got a new logo and the same day World of Color opened.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so those are two pretty significant changes overall for the park. And the only other thing that happened that day was that Silly Symphony Swings opened.
Hmm.
So nice little piece of trivia.
Yeah, I'd say successful reskin, right? What do
Yeah.
you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
successful.
miss Orange Stinger though.
I miss Orange Stinger. I don't think it's like a sin that it's gone.
Right.
Like it makes sense. I just like I wish they did a little more with it than just like here's some carnival swings because it's the same thing. It's just got the lights around it, whatever. But yeah, successful reskin. This one I think we disagree on this one.
I think so. Yeah.
Mulholland Madness to Goofy's Sky School. Take us through this one.
All right. So Mulholland Madness opened with DCA again, like those other rides, and in October 12th of 2010, it got changed to Goofy Sky School. Now, Mulholland Madness was a ride. It's like I know there's a name for it. Some kind of specific, like a carnival coaster, something. So Kirk's gonna look it up.
Yeah,
right
I'll
now.
look it up, but keep going.
Yeah. And it had this little story of, driving through Mulholland. Now, if you're from the Los Angeles area, you know that that's kind of cute because Mulholland could be a pretty winding road. And it got changed to Goofy Sky School kind of forcefully. Like, I mean, it could have gone a bunch of different ways, and they went for a very generic, I guess, reskin. Like there's no reason that Goofy needs to be on this. I mean, I could come up with different. I think we both came up with I think a better version of Goofy Sky School.
I think it was like two different versions of the same thing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So what did you say it was?
I would have preferred if they would have done a Goofy movie ride. Now, you could have started with being on the open road, just like in the movie, and you could even see Mickey or seeing some of the characters pass by, have a little song going. And then, of course, you hit the waterfall.
Yeah.
You hear some
exactly.
power line in there. God, that would have been amazing. I mean, sure, I'm a little biased being Goofy movie is probably my favorite Disney movie, but I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, and it just would have made more sense. It's what are you really gonna do? It's just like a tiny little roller coaster, and
That's scary though.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, a little bit.
a lot scared, more scared on that ride than on California Screaming or Incredicoaster now.
Yeah, that ride I see it more as like it's like scary and thrilling while you're on it.
Yeah.
I don't like get scared in the anticipation though.
No. Yeah, not me. I think the only thing that still does that for me a little tiny bit is Guardians.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I know I love the ride, but you get that like weird feeling
Yeah.
before you go on it. So, I mean, we'll go right into Guardians, but before we do, successful reskin?
I
Uh,
guess. Wait, before we move on, tell them your idea.
what was it? I don't even.
Emperor's New Groove.
It was. That's
Yeah.
right. Yzma's coaster.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Come on, Emperor's New Groove gets no respect. Like it.
No respect.
Yeah, it's never anywhere. Like I love
It
Emperor's
really
New
is
Groove.
like shunned by
It-
Disney.
Yeah, why though? Was it the end of the Renaissance? Was it way after? I don't remember.
Well, from my understanding, it was going to be some kind of movie, and it just completely changed into something else. And I mean, I liked it. I liked it as a kid. I still really like it, but maybe Disney didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, and what's funny is it came out like a year before California Adventure opened. So
Yeah,
like
you would
but,
think.
But back then it was all about just like California. And I think like the Mulholland Madness concept, I think as tacky as it is and
Mhm.
as non-Disney as it is, just like as a cohesive thing, makes more sense than Goofy Sky School. So I'd say
So
it was like a fine reskin. They didn't ruin it, of course. So
I don't know if they were
Fine.
trying to go for like a classic Disney character area of DCA, because I mean, now that I think about it, Mickey's Fun Wheel kind of works with Goofy Sky School because they're both old cartoons.
yeah, well, like a big thing is like there are no rides based around the Fab Four, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's a parking lot.
yeah, but that's it. Like,
And now the Mickey's Runaway
Mickey and Minnie's
Train.
Runaway Train,
Yeah.
Runaway Railway,
Oh, there you
or
go.
something.
Yeah.
And
And it's the new animation to top it off.
yeah, which a little weird for me because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's like everyone's like, oh, it's the first Mickey ride. It's like, oh, it took us this long. Oh wow, that's how weird. Like you never thought of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense. And Donald's got his Mickey's PhilharMagic now.
Mm-hmm.
You think that was a good reskin?
PhilharMagic.
Yeah, let's go into there while we're talking about the Fab Four and all that.
So another thing that opened up with DCA was the newly acquired Muppets 3D. Muppets 3D Vision? Muppets 3D Vision. But I think the Muppets had just been acquired by Disney somewhere in the 90s. I know that. And they created a 3D, kind of even 4D experience that I really enjoyed. I really like the Muppets. I don't know if most kids these days even know who the Muppets are. They probably know Kermit the Frog and the basics of it. But knowing the Muppets, I think, is more like we'd be the youngest generation to enjoy it. For a while, it actually changed during the whole Frozen phenomenon, which I kind of miss, in all honesty, because I absolutely love Frozen. One of the best Disney movies for sure. It changed to, for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration. I don't think I ever went.
I don't remember it at all. Like it's so weird. Like
It closed in 2014.
I was at Disneyland around that time, so
Yeah.
like
That was in the midst of the Frozen madness.
so yeah. I mean, I remember seeing Frozen in a theater, and I don't do
Saw
that
it 3
often.
times.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I guess around there they had the other thing.
Electronica.
No, the snow thing. You can go play with snow.
Oh, in the corner.
yeah.
Yeah. I play with the snow with a whole
Yeah,
lot.
that was weird. But now, then it was the Sunset Showcase Theater, which it's still called that.
For a while though, it went back to being the Muppets.
Did it?
It did, because
Oh.
I have a very vivid memory of seeing the Muppets. Maybe it was in Florida.
Yeah,
That
it's a
could
bigger
be-
deal in Florida, right?
Yeah.
They pop out of the windows and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have been that.
So it might have been that, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, for a while it became the trailer area.
Yeah, that's so bad. Why do you? I get it.
I
you
guess
know,
we're in
like,
Hollywood land.
It's no excuse.
Yeah.
Like what trailers? Like we see trailers on Twitter now.
Yeah. We could
So-
literally go on our phones and watch a trailer.
Yeah, but then it was announced that PhilharMagic is coming here in 2019, right? Yeah, they announced
It took a while.
and that was like, oh, that's awesome, because I'm not going to Walt Disney World anytime soon, and I'm like, oh, this will be so cool. Like I could see their show that they really like, and I really liked it.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
A little bit dated, but not too bad.
That's fine.
It's a lot of fun, and
Better than watching a trailer.
oh, 100%. I actually have seen it a few times where like I'll have nothing to do, and like the person I'm with will be like,
What's that?
what do we do? And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, have you seen PhilharMagic? No. Oh, let's go do that. We could sit down. Oh, we could sit. We could be in AC or out of the cold, and we'll go do that. So yeah, I definitely like it. Donald gets his little shout out. Does Minnie have anything? Pluto?
I don't think so. So the Donald figure's in the back of the room still, right?
Yeah. So
where he gets like blasted into the back.
yeah, at the end of the show, like look behind you. You'll see the little thing, and I like that they sell the ears. That's like Donald's feet
Yeah, that's
sticking out of
cool.
your head. That's pretty funny. So
I feel like Donald doesn't get enough love.
he does not.
I mean, in Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 3, oh, that was such an awesome little scene. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody listening. but
Oh man.
yeah.
don't.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah. So
That made me gain respect. A lot of respect for Donald.
he's a smart guy. All right.
Just has a temper on him.
Yeah. So I would say from everything after Muppets 3D Vision, successful reskin, but I don't think it's a successful reskin of Muppets.
No. I guess they just took that.
If we're not gonna have Muppets, this is like great.
Yeah.
If Muppets never existed, if
Yeah.
it's between this and Muppets, I don't think so. Like
Yeah, I agree.
it's not that I'm like big on Muppets, not at all, but it was a better show. It just
Mhm.
was. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go down Hollywood Boulevard a little bit. to somehow a fortress on Hollywood Boulevard, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror into Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout.
This is probably the biggest reskin of the park. I mean, minus the whole land reskins.
Biggest reskin ride.
Yeah.
And the most contentious, too.
Yeah, for sure. So, a couple little facts. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror opened up in 2004. It was the second version of it. The original one is in Florida. And it closed in 2017. And Kind of, yeah. Yeah. But in like the fastest possible way, they somehow reskinned this whole ride in a matter of like 4 months.
Yeah, I followed this one pretty closely because I was like, how are they doing this? So we'll go through that before our thoughts. So what they did was they're like, okay, it's going away. Here's an announcement that we're getting rid of this thing. So it's like, okay, fine. They're getting rid of it. What's it going to be? And they're like, Guardians of the Galaxy. Uh-oh. And how long is it going to be closed? So what they did was they didn't want this to really close for that long. So they did final checkout where they kind of were like, they had scaffolding up on the outside. They were taking the sign down. They were repainting it. They were adding pipes for some reason. And then what was the most important was testing out the random ride
Drops.
Yeah, they have I think it's just ride program is what they call it. So what they did was you go into the ride, and this is after like 6 p.m., sundown, whatever, and you sit in the elevator, and it does kind of the pre-show a little bit, and at some point it stops doing the video. And I think where the family gets shocked or whatever.
I don't think I ever did this. Now that you're describing it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm so sorry to make you jealous of this,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna just tell you how great it was. Everything goes off. There's just the narration or whatever, and you get pulled back into the elevator shaft, and you just sit there in silence, and you just hear.
God, it's so cool.
Just the wind.
That is so cool.
Dead silence. No shaking. Nothing. You're just sitting there, and at some random point in time, boom, you fall. You just fall. That's just what happens. And then you just hear screams, and then it shoots up, screaming, randomly falls. It doesn't do that thing where it shoots up again, and then falls 2 times. None of that.
Because it used to be a dance.
Yeah, and it was like completely random, and
That's terrifying.
It was terrifying and glorious because it's just like silence and screaming, and it was just like, oh, this is the best send off, and they're hiding the testing in this. It was a little weird where like one time I was getting on, and there was some like Disney maintenance guy in the panel for the ride, just like tinkering. And is this part of the show? Because you're adding to this a lot. So they were able to test the randomness while we were on there, and then at some point it just like closed down.
Yeah, I mean, as most reskins or refurbs do, there's going to be a period where it closes. But in my opinion, that was really fast.
It was like a few months, right?
Yeah, and really smart on Disney's part to kind of mask that whole testing within a new experience, a quote unquote new experience. But yeah, I mean, I guess our thoughts on this one is going to be very interesting because this is 2 IPs that are I really like both of them.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone is one of those things I grew up on. Something I love, something I go back and watch all the time. Probably once every couple of weeks, I'll watch a couple episodes and I remember episodes. And I think that's some of the coolest things. I mean, just the other day, I watched the episode where they pulled the sound clip of Rod Serling from the Tower of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, that's literally like from what I remember, that's literally what he says on the ride. It was so cool. So I was pretty upset when they announced the closure. And then as soon as they announced the closure, they said it's turning into Guardians. And it got me kind of excited because Guardians of the Galaxy, especially at the time, was probably my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, mine too, for sure. Oh, up until I saw
Captain Marvel.
no. What? Thor Ragnarok. Ooh.
Taika.
Best, yeah.
Great movie.
Best Marvel movie. I haven't seen them all, but I think the only thing that could unseat it is Thor Love and Thunder in like 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the biggest thing is like the difference between the theming of the ride and the actual ride itself.
Because the ride itself is better.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's more fun. It's less spooky. It's still like thrilling, but it's more like, oh, this is so fun. We're escaping. We got some fun songs, whatever. As a theme, it's really cool. The queue.
It is. If it wasn't right after Twilight Zone, if it wasn't Reskinning, one of the greats, it probably would have been one of the greats.
I think if it was like, if they're like, this is the Tivon Collection Fortress, but they made a fortress that doesn't look like a hotel,
Yeah.
then maybe. But it's like, this is obviously covered up. And I know that's a little bit of like, we know what it was, so it ruins it a little bit, but it's not as convincing.
But if you think about it, like if Guardians would have been replacing like what was that ride called? The Malaboomer? The Supreme Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was something like Mulholland Madness or Superstar Limo, something that didn't have any lineage, especially something as strong as the Twilight Zone, it probably would have been a beloved reskin.
Yeah, it's just like it's because we had to give something up, and we had to give up something really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only problem with it, I guess, was that it wasn't random, and like it's not the Walt Disney World one, but we were never going to get that anyway. So,
which is amazing.
Yeah, we just ended up like losing a really good theme, and my issue is I believe right before it closed, like I think that was like peak DCA for me. That was like, we did it. This is California.
Yeah.
And although Hollywoodland wasn't perfect, it was like, we have Hollywood, we have this hotel, we have Carthay Circle, we have Buena Vista Street, and then we have like this beautiful pier.
It was a nice balance.
Yeah, we had Grizzly Peak, my favorite area, and Bugs Land and Cars Land. Although I think Cars Land is Ornament Valley is basically Monument Valley. It's not in California, but close enough. And then it was like, here we go. Here's a fortress, which is like an Imagineer's favorite thing, converted warehouse. And we just lost some really good theming, but
we also, in my opinion, gained some really cool stuff.
Yeah, we gained a really cool ride, and I guess like
Q.
It's fine, I guess. But that really sparked Avengers Campus, I think.
Yeah.
And
it was the test for sure to see if this was going to do well.
Yeah, and they put that hatch in there, that mysterious hatch. Do you remember that?
Yeah. It said something with the Avengers, right?
Yeah, it had the A logo.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So, yeah,
this one's hard to say if it was a successful reskin or not. Because on one hand, it is like we were saying. On one hand, it's just sad.
Yeah, it's a successful reskin. They did a good job. Am I completely happy about it? No. Yeah. But will I give them the credit? Yeah.
If they would have messed it up at all, even like budget a little bit, slightly, people would have been on Disney about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's because Guardians is so fun. They got away with it.
Yeah.
And the Hollywood Tower of Terror sign is in one of Disney's warehouses.
I saw it.
You went?
I actually, when I was dropping off some stuff that I made for Disney, they had me go into that warehouse, and I looked to the right, and I was like, "Oh my God, that is the Hollywood Tower of Terror sign!" It was the coolest thing in the world. I couldn't take any pictures, but I have a mental note.
Yeah, there is a picture somewhere that was like a crew took a picture in front of it, so it's like totally legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they saved it.
They did.
And of course, we were like, "Oh, that means someday they'll bring it back." No, they won't bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
They sold off all the props. There was like those old timey key holders like that.
Oh yeah,
someone bought that whole thing.
I would have loved to have something.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff was like to cast members, like, if you can take it off the lot, just take it. Don't pay us for it, because we don't want to dispose of it. Certain things were auctioned as they are, but yeah. So I'd say successful reskin that I'm not 100% happy about, but they did a good job. They did a good job. That's fine. So
let's go to the other side of that token. A successful reskin or not, soaring over California to soaring over the world.
No. Soaring around
Oh,
the world.
sorry.
You're not
right.
even going over it.
Yeah,
you're
you're
just
going
going
around.
around. You know, these short little snippets of the whole world. Like it's not. It's no big deal.
I know you have some strong feelings about this one.
This makes me so sad. This was my childhood. This is a classic. This is like, why did you do this?
Yeah.
What was the point of this?
And it's so obvious that everyone likes California more.
It's extremely obvious. And it's like, here are a few problems. I'm going to dive right into this. I don't care when it changed because that's irrelevant. All right. It changed in 2016. So before this happened, they got new projectors and they remastered the original Soarin' Over California film. It's film. There's only so much you can remaster. So it does look a little clearer than it originally did.
Yeah, you can tell. There's like no like film breakage or whatever that's
Yeah.
called.
And then they refilmed it and in digital, probably in 8K or something like that. But they did a few things. They went around the whole world, which is fine. I love the world, travel the world. But we're in Disney's California Adventure, not Epcot with a globe in the middle.
Yeah.
And then they added a lot of CGI to it.
A lot of CGI. Unnecessary CGI.
See, I get into like, not arguments about this, disagreements about this. People are like, but it's a good transition. Like, no, see, here's the thing. The beautiful score of the original Soarin' Over California, the music takes you through the scenes. The transitions are just like a snap to the next thing, but the music follows that and it's perfect.
Yeah.
These new ones are like, oh, here's a fake elephant throwing dust at us. And like even the first time I went on it, like by the time you get to the Great Wall of China, you see this kite and you're like, the kite's going to be the transition, isn't it? Like, and it is. And it's like the music respects all the different cultures, but then while it's doing that, it's like, it's not one piece of music.
It's not respecting itself.
It just doesn't have that same heart
It doesn't.
the original did.
It doesn't. And it, like we're saying, that CGI just really bugged me. Those polar bears? Oh my God.
The original Soarin' Over California only has 2 CGI'd parts.
Can I guess them?
Okay, guess one.
All right. So the guy on the hang glider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be us. So we're on a hang glider. That's like the whole concept.
Oh,
so
okay.
that guy was CGI'd because the helicopter flying over that thing.
Yeah.
The second thing is the golf ball.
Are you okay?
The golf ball that I discovered, I'm sure others have discovered, but I discovered has a hidden Mickey on the bottom of it, which is so cool.
You can see Michael Eisner, the old CEO of Disney, on vacation hitting a golf ball saying 4.
So that's him.
That's him.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And of course, that golf ball's going to have a Mickey.
Yeah, it's got to. And that's so cool. And that really is like, that's Palm Springs. You go there to hang out by the pool and golf. And it's, you know, I thought that was cool. It's a cool CGI moment because it's unexpected the first time you do it. Oh, you know what? The fireworks are CGI'd.
Yeah.
But that doesn't count.
Tinkerbell.
That's not CGI. Don't worry about that. That's not really part of the ride. But yeah, good CGI, you don't know it's there.
Exactly.
But it's not good.
And it's not good to the point where they've brought back Soarin' Over California twice.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, they
know.
In 4 years, they brought it back twice.
Yeah.
For at least a month at a time. I mean, this last one got cut short a bit, but...
Look, I knew they were going to do this because when they first did it, the main sign says Soarin', and then the little hangy thing underneath says what it is. And I'm like,
leaving their options open.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what if we do like, I don't know, Soarin' Over Japan? But they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, just look, we're in California, leave it as California. And you know, the other thing I really don't like that they really avoided in the first one, the warped monuments. If you're not sitting dead center, you have
the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower curving, Matterhorn curving. It's so bad. And like in the original, you can kind of see the Golden Gate Bridge curving, but the point is the main support is on the side. So it's kind of they accounted for that. So it's not as bad, and nothing else really does that.
It's funny too because from looking at these like little press releases that Disney sends, they have the like lamest excuses for reopening Soarin' Over California. Well, the first one was to coincide with Galaxy's Edge.
That's what they said?
That's what they said. We returned to the park running throughout the entire month of June 2019, following the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge over at Disneyland. I guess because they know Soarin' around the world is hated so much that it would get people to go to DCA, I guess, as pass holders.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff to try to get people to go into DCA,
Yeah.
right? So, okay.
And this last one was because of Food and Wine.
They're obviously like stretching it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Food and Wine's a little more understandable.
Food and wine is a vibe, dude.
Yeah.
But we'll do a whole food and wine episode at some point. But I get that a little bit because food and wine is really like California-ish. There's a lot of California things. There's
Especially
an
this
avocado
last one,
booth. Yeah. And, makes sense. But like really just keep it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Why don't you do around the world as the special thing, but never bring it back? But like the first time we recorded this, you mentioned they should just keep that in Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And now
It makes sense.
Disney loves differentiating between the parks because then it's like, here are different experiences. You're not just getting copycat parks.
Yeah.
So just do that.
You know what was weird was the first time I went to World, I went on Soarin' over California
Yeah,
Florida.
I never realized that's what it was.
Yeah, it was odd. But it's in this really weird pavilion, where there's like 3 or 4 other experiences within this big building, and Soarin' is just to the side,
Huh.
just kind of in the
It's not like a
bottom left
hangar.
corner. No, definitely not. It's along with this. I'm really bad on names, but it's this ride where you go through and look at all the like vegetation of Disney World, and seeing all their the different plants and ecosystems that they created. Yeah, I forget what it's called. And then a couple restaurants, all in the same pavilion.
Oh, that's super weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Living with the Land.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, yeah, just leave it there, man.
Yeah,
like,
they
just
should
do
leave it
that.
there.
And this isn't like I don't know anyone who likes Around the World more. Right?
Not one person. And to tell you the truth, it's almost connected to the Grand Californian.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's have a California ride next to a California hotel, but then let's change the ride to be the world.
Yeah.
It's
There
really
was no point. They just wanted to put like the shiny new film. But I will say the ride is better as narrated by Jason Martinez. he has this whole spiel he does it quiet enough where it doesn't bother people, I hope. But
He has a narration behind it.
yeah, like while you're on it. And it's all right.
God.
But yeah, Around the World, unsuccessful reskin.
Definitely unsuccessful. Probably the worst one. Maybe. Well, we'll see right now.
I got some words for Pixar Pier.
And
so-
that's the next thing we're going to be talking about. Paradise Pier to Pixar Pier.
So how do you want to do this? You want to go through the whole pier and then the rides? Like, let's keep it real general with the pier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Okay. So when did we get Pixar Pier?
We got Pixar Pier, and this is like half a Pixar Pier too, not even the full
Yeah.
thing. June 23rd, 2018. So that included the Incredicoaster, and I believe the Pal Round. Yeah, that opened the Pal Round too, and adorable snowman's the yellow ice cream, whatever it's called.
Okay, so I already forgot.
Okay,
What?
a little trivia for everyone out there. What was the original name of the adorable snowman Frosted Treats?
We're gonna look at you intently the way Dora the Explorer does. All right, if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, what is it?
Catch a Flave.
Oh man. It's grown on me since Monday.
It was kind of one of those puns of
Yeah.
the original DCA.
We still have a few of those puns left. We have Russian River Outfitters. Like it's a rushing river, but the Russian River is a thing. Mulholland Madness was a whole thing. Maliboomer, Orange Stinger, everything. California
Everything
Screamin',
was.
California Dreamin'. But
Everything was a play on words.
yeah, so we got that. Was that it? Was that all we got?
I mean, we also got Lamplight. So it was originally Ariel's Grotto. That changed to Lamplight Lounge. My opinion, that's a big win. I really like Lamplight Lounge. I love the vibe in there. I love the drinks. And the food's good. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's good. And I like I was saying, I really like the vibe. I like hanging out there.
before I say how much I like it and how much of an improvement I think it is, I never want to forget like the other types of Disneyland visitors, and that's families with kids.
Mhm.
So although Ariel's Grotto is expensive, it was character dining.
It was.
It was the only character dining left, I think.
In DCA?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't even know if there were others, but yeah, so it was character dining with the princesses. And now they like did a princess breakfast, which is I think $150 a head.
At Lamplight?
No, in the Grand Californian.
Mm.
$125 to $150 per head, including children.
Oh my god.
Which for breakfast. Look, man, you can make breakfast. Like,
Yeah. You can wait in line to meet one of the princesses.
yeah, so I really enjoy Limelight Lounge.
It is expensive.
It's super expensive.
Especially if you're trying to woo a girl for the first time like I was with my
Is that what
current
you
girl.
did?
Yeah. And I think we each got 3 drinks and a meal. So it came out, not only did we get the ticket, the 1-day ticket at the time, it was a $200 meal.
Yeah, my Pixar pal, Christine, we
Hey,
go
shout out
there.
to Christine. She actually responded to my Instagram story saying she wanted a shout out. So
Oh, well, there you go. This was natural. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to my Disney pal, Christine. We would go there all the time, but like 1 or 2 drinks each. That's
Yeah.
it. And it wasn't a money thing. It was just like, we don't need more of these, man.
but we did, like I told on the previous episode, we watched World of Colors. So,
yeah, that's a cool experience.
Yeah.
What we did, we one time we hung out for like 2 hours there. There was no one there. They didn't care to kick us out because whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Kept bringing us waters. It's a really cool vibe. Definitely go downstairs. If you're like, oh, I can't get in, I don't have a reservation, just go to the counter. If it's not an insane day, you just leave your name. They'll text you when it's ready to go. And it's usually like 10 minutes. And you don't get to choose where you sit, but who cares?
Yeah. That's
Don't-
what Brandy and I did.
Yeah, don't go upstairs. don't go there.
Sit on the
point?
cool chairs downstairs.
Yeah, what's the point of upstairs? It's like you gotta wait in line. You have to physically wait in line. It's like, oh, it's Cove Bar. It's
you're
not.
talking about Cove Bar?
Yeah.
They have lobster nachos.
So does
So does
the
Lamplight Lounge.
downstairs. Yeah, and it's don't go upstairs. There's no point. You hear the screaming people. Are the views okay? Yeah, sure. But downstairs the views are great. You get the sunset, all that. You get to be by the water. Yeah, go downstairs. Have the salmon PLT. I really like that thing.
Hard pass on fish.
Whatever, man. Fish, mayo, all my favorite things. Probably almost all the food.
The donuts are really good.
Yeah, I was
The
going to
mini
shout
donut.
out the donuts. Donuts, delicious. Like, for sure, dip them in. Is it Nutella?
Is it Nutella or chocolate?
I think, yeah, it might just be chocolate. And then
Yeah.
there's strawberry, too. So good, fresh donuts.
It's like a mini Monte Cristo.
It's a donut.
Yeah, but whatever.
Keep dreaming, man. Shout out to a couple drinks. There's the Scream canister, and I think that's a pineapple-based drink.
Mm.
Monsters Inc. kind of thing. Really like that because I love pineapple. There's a mule. Mule's fine. The teaser, Christine's favorite drink.
Like teaser.
Like a movie teaser, before a trailer comes out. It's a gin-based drink. It's super good, not too sweet. And is it the Blue Ocean or
To tell you the truth, I don't remember any of the names.
it's the something ocean or something like that. And Deep Ocean, I don't know. It's a blue drink. I get it without the orgeat, which is almond. I don't like almond extract, but that's like a cool like slushy type of drink.
The only Disney drink that I know off the top of my head is the Fuzzy Tauntaun. I want the Fuzzy Tauntaun, and I still haven't had it.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, Lamplight Lounge, super cool. Hit it up when it makes sense for you because it is super expensive.
Yeah.
Expect if it's 2 people to spend $100. So
Easily.
you don't go there every time. So that was like, one of the little things that was already that they put in there. It was actually pretty cool. The art's cool, all that. Adorable snowman treats.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get the regular soft serves that they serve.
But successful reskin.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, because they added flavors.
Mhm.
Don't get the blue thing; it's not good. Get it's
The yellow
lemon.
ones, whatever.
I like it. It's dairy free.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Yeah, so I really like it. Definitely do that. They have mobile order. Do that.
Mobile order is the best.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So let's get into the rides.
So California Screamin',
One of the best.
one of the best, got changed to the Incredicoaster.
Yeah, and I'm not happy about this.
I liked it.
just like
Yeah.
I thought, but see, didn't you say something like this is what you, when you realize like what a reskin is?
It is. It's like
The tubes are red now.
they are.
They closed
are.
them.
The cube's cool.
Eh.
Yeah, I mean,
it was nothing before, so sure.
Yeah, it's not a lot to compare to. But I really like The Incredibles, and I think even like when we recorded last, you were saying that The Incredibles were pretty self-aware, which is kind of cool. From being in the ride. I mean, I don't know, but overall, I enjoy the Incredicoaster. I like the smell of the cookies, and I really like the taste of those cookies.
Oh yeah, the cookies, Jack's cookie num num.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not big on The Incredibles. It's a good movie for sure. The second one's good too, but
It's one of the greatest superhero movies of all time.
yeah, but like California Screaming had better music, and Michael Giacchino did all the music, but
And
like
Neil Patrick Harris.
and Neil Patrick Harris and like the cool music before you take off. It's like,
I do miss MPH.
yeah, it was. I really like California Screaming, and maybe it's a little nostalgia, but like,
It was the first roller coaster I'd ever gone on with a loop.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
I don't know. It's just like, yeah, it's a reskin. Like that's just what it is. It's just like it makes the most sense.
Mhm.
Should it have been like Dashes something? Probably. It's really
Probably.
hit, but like, yeah, the whole family's finding Jack with that terrible effect at the end with like just a bunch of Jack on poles. And you know, it's, I don't know. What are you gonna call this one?
Is there like a mid-grade thumbs up, like a halfway thumbs up?
You gotta give it a name. You gotta come up with that.
God, I don't know what that.
What is it? Like an all right
Like a thumb side,
thumb side, or just like the I guess.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
I'm gonna, if I put my bias aside, it's successful reskin. It's got a good name. That makes sense. A little weird with like we're dedicating a roller coaster to you. The little story.
Mhm.
It was all right, I guess. If you had to, because it's gonna be Pixar Pier. That's it. You know what though?
What?
The loop. It used to say Paradise Pier above the loop,
And now it's
and then have a sun in the middle.
right.
And then it used to be Mickey, first of all.
Mhm.
And then they changed that. And then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So they're just going to change Paradise Pier to Pixar Pier and put the ball,
Right.
Luxo Ball. Yeah, it is called Luxo Ball. Like, great. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Nope. They made the ball not the circle. Like, come on, obvious. And then put Pixar Pier inside the circle, all tiny. And it was like,
just Pixar Pier in general. Like, I don't know.
it was a Bob Chapek thing. And for some reason, it's CEO now. So, yeah, it was fine. It's just like, whatever. We just have to deal with it, I guess. This is one of those things where, like, it just happens, you know? You just got to roll with it. And
like I was saying, it wasn't even all of Pixar Pier.
yeah.
It was half of Pixar Pier that opened on that opening day.
And, you know, they were able to open the roller coaster that they replaced the loop on. It's a brand new loop.
Mm.
They were able to open a Ferris wheel, places to eat. Oh, we got the chicken place.
Yeah. The
Delicious.
Poultry Palace.
Yeah, those are actually delicious. They're very lightly breaded,
Mm-hmm.
like pan-fried
Drumstick.
chicken. Definitely get that. Coleslaw without mayo.
Love coleslaw. Even with the mayo.
What? Dude. Oh, my God.
I'm broken. I know.
Yeah, but it's a coleslaw with a vinaigrette. Shout out to Christine again. I'll eat the chicken. She's just like, I want the slaw. I'm like, yeah,
Slaw's
that's
good.
fine with me.
But they didn't open Bing Bongs.
Yeah, that was half open.
Yeah.
But of all things, they didn't open a carousel.
Yeah.
What is that, man?
Smack dab in the middle.
And it took over a year.
Yeah.
Jesse's Critter Carousel.
Which used to be King Triton's Carousel of the Sea. You would think that a carousel is pretty turnkey.
Yeah, just replace the horses.
Yeah.
Seahorses? Or
They
Yeah.
were seahorses, and now they're like the Midway Mania little figures.
they're cute.
Yeah.
They are critters, but I mean, is a Critter's Carousel just not another pal around?
You know, it's crazy to think now that Midway Mania was essentially the driving force,
The catalyst.
the catalyst of all of Pixar Pier.
It was like, oh, this is the best thing here, I guess. So let's just.
And I had to tell you, like, the wait time reflects that. it's always 70 minutes or always like a long time. And it's like, it's a good ride. It's cool.
That's the case against Fast Passes, though, because it didn't used to be long.
Yeah.
They added Fast Pass, and Fast Pass just makes standby longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is one of the best on there.
Mm-hmm.
And, so great. We're just getting Spider-Man's Midway Mania pretty soon. That's what the ride's going to be. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler for you, but like, I'd rather you temper your expectations. It's not going to be that great.
I like Spider-Man.
But 2 of the same ride, no bueno.
Well, 3 really, if you think Astro Blaster.
It's a gun.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Like, this is the 3D screen thing. So, yeah, it's... before we move on from Midway Mania, that's just got a paint job. First of all, like, fix Mr. Potato Head. He's awesome.
Yeah. That's a really cool... when it's working, it's an awesome animatronic.
Yeah.
It's like breakthrough technology in there.
So to the left of that, right to the right of the souvenir store, there's a little tiny gate. If you see a cast member standing there, they have what's called the buddy pass. So if you're a single rider, it's basically a single rider line. If there's 2 of you, you can ride together. They won't split you up. It's to fill the other side of the car.
Oh, so if it's like a family of 6?
Yeah. They'll put you in there, or they'll throw you in the accessible line, because sometimes they have odd numbers there, and you have to wait still, but you don't have to wait like 70 minutes. So yeah, little pro tip, buddy pass, but there has to be a cast member standing there, otherwise you can't open the gate. Like, they have to be there, and you ask them, are you doing buddy pass? And please, everyone, always ask, like, are you doing single rider?
Not just expect it.
Yeah, like, oh, can I have a single rider? Not can I have, like, I need a single rider. Like, don't treat them like that. One of the saddest little anecdotes I have, I went to Indiana Jones, and I went up to a cast member and I said, hey, are you guys doing single rider right now? And with this defeated, like, my day was horrible look, he goes, thank you so much for asking nicely. I was like, yeah, no problem, man. Like, I'm not like tooting my own horn, because I was literally just asking, and it just showed me that, like, he did not have a good day.
People become so... We can actually do like a whole episode on that.
On
entitlement at Disneyland. Because I understand people are paying a lot of money, but it's like, be human.
Yeah.
Be nice to people.
Yeah, be nice to the cast members. So, yeah, buddy pass. Do that. This is like... Is this the worst reskin that we're going to bring up right now?
1,000,000%. I mean, do I get on it every time I go to DCA? Yes. But... This, I guess, also completed the Pixar Pier 1.0, and that's Flix Flyers changing into Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind.
Man, that's so weird, man. Like,
it's forced for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing.
It was like, hey, we have a ride that just got decommissioned from this whole land that got decommissioned. Let's put a paint job on it and, put a really cool wall. But that's it.
The mediocre version of the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
In the concept art of Pixar Pier, that area that it's in, it's kind of like a circular, like, atrium type thing where it's surrounded by California Screamin'.
A little more grand.
Yeah. And in the art what are those things called? Memory
balls? I don't know.
Whatever they are. Yeah. The wall went all the way up to where the track was almost. So it was like you were surrounded by it. And instead it's like this little, like, Barbie's Dreamhouse version of it, like plastic little nothing, which it's still cool.
Yeah.
But look, I guess it's a successful reskin because it was moved. It was
kind of just plotted too, though. Like, it's just in a random spot.
There was nothing there. It didn't, like, steal someone's spot. It didn't steal Flix Flyers because it was going away anyway. So it's like between trash and, like, emotion, like, I guess it's better than trash. But like I said earlier, I'm not going to forget the other guests of Disneyland. Families with kids, ride's great.
Yeah.
Kids love that thing. It's real short. It's not scary. You don't control the up and down. It's like 2 minutes long. 100% not worth waiting longer than 5 minutes for.
No, but for some reason I do it anyway.
That's weird. I'll have to go on it with you. Maybe like, your enjoyment of it will, like, rub off on me, but I don't know, man. It's successful reskin.
I guess.
I say that with this...
With the reluctance.
Yeah, I'm not doing that voice for it. So,
well, that's the last reskin that I guess we're talking about today. But do you have any suggestions for future reskins or reskins that you think are going to happen eventually?
I think Hollywoodland's getting reskinned.
Do you have an idea of what?
So it was originally going to be Avengers Campus before, because what they were going to do was have that other parking structure off of Harbor.
Oh, the one where you would cross the street?
Yeah, and the buses were going to go there, and then you were going to go through security and go for the bridge. Anaheim didn't like that. There's 100% going to be a Disney versus Anaheim episode.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. But that didn't go through. But what they were going to do is remove the bus area and that entrance and then expand DCA outwards. Didn't happen. So then, a Bugs line was sacrificed. And
RIP to one of the goats. One of the greatest immersion areas that I've ever seen.
And did I go on any of those rides? Not really.
Oh.
But again, that was for the kids. That replaced Bountiful Valley Farms, which was like a Caterpillar advertisement. And we got a better Caterpillar out of that.
And we got the seats.
We got the seats. So yeah, there is I'll put it up on my Instagram when this goes up. I'll put it on both Instagrams, I guess, at Disney Park Vibes. The tractor seats. It's one of the last remaining things of DCA 1.0, and they left it in a Bugs Land. Now they're gone. If they leave that in Avengers Campus,
that'd be interesting.
I will shake someone's hand. I'll find them, and I will say thank
Bob
you.
Chapek himself.
Yeah, I'll. When we can shake hands again.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's one of like the cool little leftovers. Like I like little bits of nostalgia. Like you can change things. That's fine. But I think I'm torn. Are they gonna kill off Hollywoodland? Or are they gonna make it better? Monsters Inc. doesn't belong there.
It doesn't, and it's even weirder now that Pixar Pier's open.
Yeah.
There's a whole ride that's Pixar and it's not in its land. They could just like expand Avengers Campus because they did say that's phase 1 of the Avengers Campus opening. Well, I mean, it was supposed to be July.
But if they expand, you know what we lose, right? Animation Academy. A gem.
And Frozen.
Whatever, man. I still haven't even seen that. Like,
you serious?
I always get there too late.
Oh, yeah. Great show.
Yeah, so...
But Animation Academy would be a rough one to lose.
Yeah, it's so fun. I guess they could put that anywhere, but like, oh man, you walk into that room, it's so 2001 with that old like compact looking monitor. Like,
so cool though. That's one of my favorite
Mickey's
places.
in the carpet, all these cool little Easter eggs in there. Definitely hit that up. But yeah, I think that land has to be next. But I think Tomorrowland's next after Avengers.
Yeah.
They haven't announced anything, but
I think I could see them getting rid of Grizzly Peak.
Don't you dare.
I could see it.
No, we got Soarin', we got Grizzly River Run.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful there, man.
It is. And they just redid it. So maybe I'm wrong. Or they refurbished it, I guess.
Yeah, the Grizzly Peak Airfield used to just be Condor Flats.
Yeah.
Hey, fix the gas pumps, Disney. The Condor gas lights are missing. Yeah, Hollywoodland, I could see that going.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it completely going because they want to get away from that tacky, like, oh,
yeah,
it's Hollywood.
It's like one of the last campy things of DCA.
Yeah, I don't know what they would do to it. I couldn't think of anything. I tried to think of, like, hey, what could they possibly do? I don't know. They could do, like, another Toontown type thing.
Maybe, like you're right, like something more dedicated to kids. There's not really anything in DCA right now.
It's like... Yeah, they have like the little Disney Junior thing there already. They can
Yeah.
have like a Mickey and Friends area.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, dude, House of Mouse.
That would be awesome.
I mean, that's gone. It's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse now. It wouldn't make. They're not gonna do it, but I think that would have worked.
I think
Once upon a time.
it could still work if it's not called that. I mean, it
But
could.
when else are you gonna call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hollywoodland, that's got to go. But
Actually, I think I just saw a defunct line about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and that was a whole nother failed thing.
no. Club Disney.
Club Disney. There you go.
Listen, guys.
There you go.
Kayla Park's gonna be on this podcast, and we're gonna talk about Club Disney.
Oh,
like the
all right.
only two people who remember that thing.
Oh, all right.
I love Club Disney.
Thousand Oaks Mall.
Oh, dude, it's Club Disney was so cool as a kid. And Kayla had a birthday party there as a kid, dude. So we know Club Disney is gonna be a thing. If you don't know what that is, go look. There's like one of the only pictures in existence of Club Disney are like in our photo albums.
That's cool.
Like you can't find them, you can't Google them. So yeah, Club Disney. That's Oh, it's so cool. But like
That's a whole nother.
that's a whole other thing. So
Yeah.
all right. What's next, man? What are your reskins?
The Zephyr.
Why you gotta hurt me? What would you do to this ever?
Nothing. No, I don't know. Just get rid of it.
No, why? It doesn't take up any space at all. Why do you hate it so? Don't go on it.
I'm still gonna go on it. I don't know. I have like this like love-hate relationship with the rides apparently, especially in that little area where I go on Inside Out and then I'll go on the Zephyr. I mean, I think it might be because Brandy wants to get on there. She likes them.
You don't like waiting for it. I don't either. But
Yeah.
like, what could you possibly do to the Zephyr? It's a spinning ride.
It is. It
Like
is.
it makes.
But that it's just like so out of place. It was, you know, it made
It is
sense.
and it isn't though. It's like inoffensive. It's just there.
You know.
So you don't even know what you would change it to.
Mm-mm.
That's just evil. You just like stomp it into the ground. Just like
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
it. Reskin it into air.
Yep.
You know what though? You know what's missing from there?
Mm.
There was that little ship.
Little ship
There was like a ship.
in the water.
No, like on the shore.
Where?
There was a ship there, and you could like shoot water across it. It was like a sunken ship.
Oh,
By your beloved burger invasion,
Yeah.
McDonald's, man.
Yeah, that's right. My God, you just like awoken like an old memory. I guess one of those memory balls came down my head right now.
Well, I mean, like, all your memories are apparently linked to McDonald's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Reynold McDonald.
Reynold, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't. Oh, speaking of Ronald's, quick shout out to RJ, who refuses to go on drop rides. He wouldn't go on Guardians. That's just like, he wouldn't go on the last checkout, final checkout.
Why? Because it's just not his thing.
He doesn't do drop rides.
Wow.
Man.
Actually, I know we're running a little long, but I have my story about my mom and Guardians that I didn't tell. I mean, I guess we can tell.
Let's do it.
All right, so back to the Guardian section, I guess. But
Oh, speaking of not liking getting on rides.
yeah,
There you go.
There you go. There you go. That's a nice segue. My sister and I took my mom on Mother's Day a couple years ago. The first time Guardians was open, or the first Mother's Day Guardians was open, and she hates drop rides. I guess just like RJ, and my sister and I convinced her that the ride changed. That it was actually a lot less droppy, and then it was just more about Guardians because she really liked the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And I guess we lied a little bit, but when we ended up getting on the ride, she realized what happened, and while we were falling, fainted,
Like out cold.
and me and my sister looked at each other and we freaked out. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of a drop, she wakes up.
What was that? Did she say what that was like?
She was so upset at us.
Like, did she remember getting on it when she woke up? Like,
She did.
Okay, so she was like, she came back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess it was like actually like fainting. And while she was fainted, it's like somebody shaking her.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, yeah, a quick story, but sorry, mother.
It's all right. Ruining Mother's Day is fine.
I bought her some wine after.
Yeah, and she gets another Mother's Day, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one every year. Oh,
No, you guys
We're
get
Mexican.
Yeah, you're Mexican. You get two.
yeah.
And you didn't ruin her birthday, so like, whatever, man. I feel like I would, before we end, I feel like I would reskin Jumpin' Jellyfish.
Yeah, because
It's so
what is it
out
doing?
of place.
Yeah.
But also, I forget it's there for the kids, man. Do it for the kids. Just leave it.
I mean, I guess that's the kids
Like,
area.
Yeah.
It's near.
Well, it's
Emotional
near where the
Whirlwind.
ship used to be. So,
Yeah.
dude, no, it's all the way across from Emotional Whirlwind. It's across
Oh,
the bay.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But yeah, it's fine there. So I think that's it for reskins.
Yeah, I guess we could be ending on like a shout out segment, maybe.
Shout outs and your rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go over everything.
What you got?
I got let's see here. I got Frank, my boy Frank. He's Brandy's sister's boyfriend. Now a good friend of mine. I took him and his girlfriend Bree to Disneyland, and I kind of walked him through the whole park. And got his max pass and was able to do almost every single ride in 12 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of that day. So he thinks we should talk about taking people to Disneyland for the first time and how it feels.
Huh.
That's a cool topic. At Rosie Darko says, keep it going. So thanks, Rose. And Christine says, just shout me out. LOL.
Yeah,
So
she got her
we did
shout out. She got her all natural shout out.
My sister Brittany says we should do a ghost story episode.
She believes in ghosts, doesn't she? Yeah,
Hey, ghosts are real.
I'm not gonna get into this. I'm not gonna get into this. I'm gonna insult a million people.
So I just remembered my page is on public, and I got from Grace M. Wilson, great page. So thanks, Grace M. Wilson. And I got download another page, put Mr. Make It Rainwater with 3 headphones.
With 3 headphones.
With 3 headphones.
Does that mean they want to be a guest?
Are
they the 3rd headphone?
Well, I think so. Subliminal messages. So thanks everyone for responding to my story.
Yeah, just a quick. You said subliminal messages, guys. I promise this short story will be worth it. I had a psychology teacher because you got to take one psych class in college. Was she a professor? I guess. She just started talking about subliminal messaging with like no science behind it, no proof, no sources. And she goes, "Did you know at the California park in Disneyland, there is a subliminal Winnie the Pooh messaging with a big rock in California Adventure is actually like Winnie the Pooh. It's a bear." And I'm like, it's called Grizzly Peak. It's not subliminal. It is that is what it is. It is a bear. Like, they're not hiding that. So do not reskin Grizzly Peak.
Yeah.
Do not.
Yeah. I can see it.
We were not wrong last episode. So
we stay right.
Yeah. That's on you guys. Correct us. And you too can be as right as we are. So thanks for listening, guys.
But yeah, like, comment, and share, like every YouTuber says, I guess. But really, if you can rate us on Apple Podcasts, that'd be cool.
Yeah, subscribe, put on that auto download.
Please.
Yeah, this is just for fun. We want more people to listen to it. We just want to reach more people. We're not trying to reach money because we're not doing that.
It's fun. It's honestly nice to come do this every week right now with everything going on.
Especially because now we sit down and we press record on our wonderful Rodecaster Pro instead of becoming audio engineers.
It's gorgeous.
So again, thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
See you real soon. Bye. DCA's Reskinned rides. There are a lot of them, so you ready?
Let's do this thing.